How often did you start something, but you didn't finish it? You didn't push through? Well, this month is about courage, and that's exactly what we are talking about. In order to push through and finish something, we usually need more courage. So, of course, there's more to it than courage. Circumstances, seasonal changes, things like limited resources, which literally stop you in your track, other priorities, things can happen which prevent you from continuing on. For instance, if I look around this room where I am right now, I probably have told you before, I am a huge fan of Lego, as in I love to build and think about it. But here's the thing, I either need to work on getting stuff out there, the marketing, my website, there's a platform called Kajabi, which I'm still learning to use. And with all the challenges getting out there, as in once a month, and not having found someone yet who can help me out, at least not the right person, it means that I need to do all of those things myself. So which thing am I going to do first? My invoices need to get out there. Like I said, there's something called consistency, which means I get out there every day. I post something on Instagram. I announce that there's going to be a challenge at the last weekend of the month. But people also need to be able to go there. And oh yeah, Lego, right? I was talking about Lego. So this Christmas, I was like, oh, I'm going to decorate the whole place here with a bunch of Lego things. Well, I came to a few things and then it stopped because I simply didn't have the time. Other things I did was I was in the middle of the process of building a tiny house in a pickup truck. I still want to finish that part. And I was like, okay, I built a bunch of boxes because they had something in there. And then I was like, okay, I need to get rid of those bunch of boxes because they are in the way and I don't want too much clutter. There is too much clutter here. I'll honestly say there's just not enough room in this place for everything I want. And having the fear of missing out, I have a tendency to cling to stuff way more longer than I should have. So here's a positive thing. And yes, it takes up time too. I have started doing Pokemon since this summer. And here is what I wanted to say. There's a limit to how many Pokemons and gifts you can keep. So in the beginning, they let you pay for extra storage, more. And then at some point, it's done. And I'm actually very glad about it because then I don't spend any money on it anymore. But the other side is I need to clean up. And sometimes rigorously, I need to make decisions that I normally wouldn't do. And actually, that helps me. So when it comes to courage, even there is, people talk about the shinies and the hundos. And at first I was, okay, the shiny I get because that looks different than a normal Pokemon. It's like a different color usually, and sometimes it's like just the tip of the tail, but and sometimes it's a completely different color. And of course, that's the exception. So people want to have that one. And then there were Hundos. Swat? Hundo? No, Swat is, Hundo is that very special 4-star. So normally you go to 3 stars, but 4 stars is when everything is perfect. So maybe that's why the lead character in SWAT is called Hundo, actually. Because, well, let's face it, do you remember Criminal Minds? So he played there and then he called all the ladies baby girls. So he's got the looks, he works out, and he does a lot in order to get that role nailed. So, yeah, I have to say he's doing a great job. Anyway, getting back to Pokemon, Hundos, all that stuff. It gives me a guideline because now I know what I need to look for. What is good material? Okay, anything that's close to the 4 stars. Now, getting back to everything here, making choices rigorously requires courage, and because I'm doing it in different areas, it actually helps me to get things done. So before Christmas, I already, well, I think it was even before Christmas, I started getting stuff on Marketplace. So that's a local thing here where you can sell stuff. And I remember that last year I was like, oh my God, taking things to a service point where you drop off packages, no way. And the funny thing is that has totally changed because there is one pickup point where I preferably go. And now that I've actually used it to bring packages, it's actually quite easy. I mean, the service points are about everywhere, and it's easier to go somewhere where you want to drop off something as opposed to when you have to pick up something. So yeah, I'm getting better at it. It wasn't the first time that I put something on Marketplace, but I'm beginning to understand how it all works. And with everything that I put on there and that's gone, there's a room to put the next thing on there, and so on and so on. So it's also it's again about consistency. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And well, Lego is one thing when it comes to consistency. Getting this stuff out there, as in talking to you every day, is one of those other things. And I have to say, today I'm unusually late, and I was like, I don't know, do I have any inspiration to talk about courage? Then what? And sometimes I just need to let it, just let it go on in my mind. So I started typing, literally day 41. And then something started to get out there. So, okay, picking things back up again. And then before I knew it, I had written down a list. And I was like, oh, cool. This is like the next PDF I can get out there, for what needs to be done when we talk about consistency and getting things back out there. So yesterday I made a short video consisting of a number of cards, which also were about courage. Yes, I know I might sound a little bit, well, let's face it, I'm tired. So it's a little bit hard to actually make it flow, this video, but I do believe you can follow me, so I'm not worrying too much. And that's real life. I mean, that's what it is. And I can talk about perfection. Well, it's not going to be perfect because it's not the time of day to be perfect. But also, if I wait till something is perfect, I need to redo it over and over and over and over again, and it wouldn't be going out there. So there's no such thing as perfection. And there's this one guy, he's called Evan Carmichael, and thank heavens for Evan, because he's the one who always says, get it out there, even if there's only one person looking at it. It might be for that one person, and that one person, he or she won't care whether or not it's perfect. So here I am, I've got my glasses on, my hair looks like I've been playing in a video from Michael Jackson back in the day, Thriller, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get out there, even though tired and yada, 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 yada. But I am pumped because when I started writing it, I realized the pushing through, picking things back up, it's so immensely important, and it's one of the hardest things to do. And when I was going through my day today, so one of the things that I've been dealing with today is getting my cat to the vet. We did it together. It's our cat. So, and I wanted my husband to be there because, if we had to make difficult decisions, like I said, the cat is ours. So I wanted to know where to move on from. So when we got back, I slept a little bit, got back again to the house, played drums, and well, the goal wasn't that I was going to sleep a little bit. I actually want to do other stuff, but anyway, I played drums. Wanted to go somewhere to listen to training and then do some stuff, but instead I decided to get a bite and do the training here. It's usually easier to listen to stuff right here in this place, so that's what I do. And then I don't know what happened. I think I fell back asleep again. That's the whole thing. I've got something, it's called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and as a result, I can be very tired very quickly. And well, I'll honestly say today I didn't have the courage to go out there, get on my bike. I haven't done it. I got in my car, which was, yeah, that's kind of unusual for me that I do, but I'm so done with the cold, even though it's warmer today. And recently I got some extra pair of glasses that I can put on here. So I click them on, and there's some strength in there, so I can see better when it's dark. So here's the thing, I get blinded by the light, so my pupils go wide open because I have trouble seeing in the dark. The light gets in, which blinds me, sort of. So now I've got yellow glasses and there's a prescription in there. So it helps me to see things better. And it's a little bit weird because when I look around, it feels like it's sort of cozy and dark because there are yellow glasses. I don't know how to describe it to you, but it is a very, well, it's a new experience, let's put it that way. It does have something cozy though. And not sure if that's something that but it's there's a typical atmosphere, like burning candles and then dimming the lights. That's the best way I can describe it to you. Anyway, having said all of this, at some point I started cleaning up the Pokemons, because I was doing some raiding with people across the world, which is always cool. And in the meanwhile, I was thinking about some other things. Yesterday, I've been talking to my coach, and when we talk about pushing through, picking things back up, she asked me, what is it? What's the one thing that you want to do? And one of the things I really want to do is do that Chicago trip. Also the Christmas trip here. Of course, that's going to be a little later, but I really want to do that Chicago trip. And I was like, okay, so I need coaches over there in Chicago. I need people over there who know what's interesting and who can support me. And preferably also, like two colleagues working together. So when I saw that some of the Pokemons were actually from Chicago, I was like, oh, that's cool. It's got this place in my heart. I really love that city. So that got me back to, okay, envisioning things. Okay, so how do I get the right people to do the things that I want to do over there? That's what it comes down to. In the meanwhile, things do continue on. So I've been making little notes, mental notes, but also notes in a notebook, thinking about how can I do this best. And then, like I said, at the same time, it was about time to actually start posting something. And yes, I'd fallen asleep again. It seems to be something that's happening nonstop through the day lately. It's cold, and that probably has something to do with it. So this is a very difficult time of year for me right now, because of that cold and lack of sunshine. But, it's like pushing through. Going out there for walks when it's possible, going out there on my bike when it's possible. So I may not have done it today, but I did do it yesterday and the days before. And tomorrow I'll be going to the physical therapist, and I was like, ooh, I'm going to have a long day tomorrow. physical therapist and a number of hours with one specific client, going through stuff, playing drums again. So I'm going to one city back, playing drums, and then the next client is waiting for me. I was like, ooh, that's going to be a long day. But I'll figure it out. But it means that I need to get all the energy I need right now, because if I get a shortage of sleep before I start the day tomorrow, before going to the physical therapist, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So I know what I need to do, but consistency. I've been posting every day something on Instagram since December 1st, and well, here I am, and I'm still doing it, and I'm kind of proud to say so that I'm still doing it. So there's no reason to stop. The reason cannot be that I'm too tired. The reason cannot be I don't have any inspiration. There's only one thing, and that's the why. Why am I doing this? Well, to show you that sometimes it is not easy. Yes, it does require courage and discipline. Yes, sure, discipline is part of it too. And the courage is mostly linked into sharing something I wouldn't like everyone or anyone to know. So I'm kind of open about that. It needs to be sorted out here. There's clutter as a result from stuff which is from my parents still here. In my mind, I am actually taking it other places. So I've come to terms with it that I'm going to say goodbye to certain things. And like I said, the Lego is easier because it's one box at a time and there's no emotional attachment to it. And as far as what I talked about when it comes to the Christmas stuff, I've been thinking about that too. So I need to come up with a box where I can put specifically the Christmas stuff that I want to stay or put together. So that's not the hardest thing, should be doable. But for now, I want this video to get out there, and I want you to think about that one thing that is going to give you clarity about what it is you want to do. What's your one thing that you want to get finished? Or maybe you want to start with it. So for those who don't know, I've already done a couple of clarity challenges, and I've got a very cool 16-question clarity PDF. But when it comes to courage, like I said, I had some ideas just now before I started recording this, and I am going to write that down too, which means that hopefully during the weekend or after the weekend, there is going to be a link out there, ladylexi.com/courage challenge. And then if you register, because the last weekend of this month, I'm going to go live 3 days after one another. And you want to be part of the challenge and also get the PDFs and other stuff out there, then you want to subscribe to it. So I know there are some people who need a boost, and it's a funny thing, I know that a lot of people are not consistent, especially colleagues of mine. And when I post like, hey, I'm posting something every day, it's like they sort of ignore it, like, yeah, we don't want it. But at the same time, they know they need to do it anyway. So one of the reasons that I keep posting is actually to give a push, whether it's to those colleagues or to my clients, my coaches, or those out there. You need to see it, and you're maybe thinking, oh, yeah, she has a point. I need to be more consistent. So for those who want to be more consistent and could use a little bit of courage, think about it. Make sure that after this weekend, you look for that link, because it's not up there yet, but it's going to be up there. But for now, think about that one thing that you have been postponing, that you want to start back up, or which you only started in name only, and get going, get moving, get to do it, because I know you can do it. And the first step is actually by leaving a comment As in, what is it you want to do? Let us know, because when you share it, you're one step closer to doing it, and then one step closer to having it finished. Okay, let me know. Do you want to see more videos about courage? Then go there, click there, and you'll be led to other videos regarding courage.